And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Probably as a kid, and even as an adult, my favorite outdoor sport period is capture the flag, especially if you play in a big, giant open area. But even the short or small areas, that whole get into your opponent's territory, capture the flag, and get out is just such a cool concept. And there really hasn't been many good games, I really can't think of any off the top of my head, made about it. So the same came to Kirk Dennison, who designed Flag Dash. Now this was a Kickstarter game that came out, and when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's interesting, and kind of went on my way. It came in, and I'll be honest, I threw it into my bag of games, and I said, well, if we have time, we'll get to it. Had some chances to play it, and was kind of astounded. I did not realize that the components of this game are okay, right? But the idea of this game is a programming game. Well, there's a lot of programming games out there, but this one had two kinds of programming. You program a card and a token, and you're matching those together. I haven't seen that before. I know this isn't the only game to do that, but this was a unique concept, and it also plays really quickly, and you don't control all the players. You'll see. So the board is set up kind of like this. I mean, you can really kind of set up any kind of setting you want. Each team has a side. So on this board, each of the teams has the grass is one of their sides, although there's tunnels that are all adjacent to each other. Each team also has a flag, and the characters are made so that when they carry the flag, you can stick it into their head, like this. Yay, he's carrying a flag. Each player also has their own personal flags on them. These are the two flags that when you play like flag football or something like that, so players can steal these flags from one another. Now in a 4-player game, each player is going to control a runner. You also have a defender that players will jointly control. Each player has a special ability that they can use, but the defender does not have any special ability. Their goal there is just to block and keep people from getting the flag. Each player is going to get a set of cards. These are movement cards. You have a copy previous card, take a flag, or push somebody. You also are going to get a pile of tokens here that range from 1 to 7. Players have a shield, and behind their shield, which it tells you how a round goes, players are going to plan 2 moves. They're going to pick a move, and they're going to put a token on it. Once everyone's done, you'll take your first move out of the 2 and reveal the tokens, and whoever has the lowest number will go first. If there's a tie, one team has the tiebreaker token, they'll go first, and this switches back and forth every turn. So when you'll take the token. For example, this one here is 1. You get to go first, and you get to do your card. So this says move forward 1. Had I played, for example, 2 with it, I would have gone forward 1, and I would have got an energy. Energy tokens are stored up on your character. You see you have spots for 2 of them here, and you can spend an energy before or after any turn to go 1 space in any direction. Had I played a 3 token with my card, I would have been able to play not only that card, but another one from my hand. So I might say I'm going to go forward 1, and then I'm also going to go to the right 1. The 4 token lets you play your card twice. So this will let me go forward 2 times, and then I would also get an energy. The 5 token lets you use your card 3 times. The 6 token lets you play that card and a card from your hand, just like the 3 token. And the 7 token lets you play your card, but then you get to pick up all your tokens. You can't use your tokens until you've gone through all of them. So you're trying to figure out the best combinations of moving around the board in the different directions, playing a card that you previously played, taking a flag from an adjacent person, picking up the flag, or stealing a flag from somebody else. There are walls here that will stop you from going through them. Some players' special abilities will give them special cards they have, like maybe a trap card where they can lay a trap, or this guy can jump over walls. Some players have special tokens, like this one here with a cat on it. So each player will have special abilities, and what you're trying to do is one of 2 things. Get the flag and bring it back to your side. Or have one of your runners collect 1 flag from each of the opponent's colors. So they have to go to each of the other 3 players and steal a flag from them. You keep track of those at the bottom, and if you do that, you will also win the game. So just back and forth. You can play on the other side of the board too, which instead of having players on half the board. They kind of start in a corner here, going to the other side. That's how you play. If there's anything negative, is that the components, like I don't like the little tokens and the little flags. I felt like they were too flimsy and small. They do make a deluxe version of components, which is kind of ordinary components, but I think they're better. The art is fine. The art is kind of silly, and that's cool. But once I get past those components, I'll tell you what, the gameplay I was very, very pleased with. I like the special abilities of each of the people. The one person who can jump over walls. I mean, each person, I like the person who sets a trap. I hate that character playing against them because I always seem to be moving into traps. I like that concept. But what's really cool is just that whole play a chip and play a card. Like, I'm going to move forward. Is this where I play the 3 times to move forward 3 spots? But then I might not go first, so someone else might get in my way, and then it just might not work out that well. It's a programming game, but you don't have to think too far ahead, and you can even kind of mess with it. You know, I'm playing a 3 here, where I'm going to play this card, move forward, but then I have another card I can play from my hand possibly, or I have energy, which lets me move before I do something. So while, like in many programming games, if you make moves and someone else gets in your way or pushes you or does whatever it can to you, that can mess up your following moves. It doesn't mess you up that far, and you could even possibly have a way to recover from it. So it's kind of a back and forth. Now with the 4-player game, each of the 2 players on the side are controlling that 3rd defender, and he's just going around trying to stop the other players, push them out of the way, and do whatever he can. If you play a 2-player game, you control both the characters on your side, which is a little bit more complex, but really not that much. You're controlling 3 characters, and it gives you much more single purpose here. As a teammates, you're working together to win, but you're not going to be as smooth as one person who controls all 3 characters. I've seen the game won both ways. I've seen someone capture the opponent's flag. I've seen them capture 3 flags from the opponents, going around and stealing their flags. And every game I've played has been 20 minutes or less. And at the same time, doesn't feel like what I call a filler game. It feels like there's more depth to it than you might think is there. So while the game isn't like this stunning game, when you look, you're not like, oh, that's amazing. No, you go, oh, that's okay. It looks like what I call a Kickstarter game. But I was surprised to see that there was a good chunk of game in the box. And I think it plays equally well with 2 or 4. I guess you could play 3, but it's 1 on 2. I think the 1 player would win just because they have more coordination on the other players. Still, some really interesting concepts. The idea of taking that chip and mixing it with the card adds to the programming, giving each person, it's kind of cool to have a character with a card that no one else has, or a chip that no one else has, and something you can do that no one else can do. That's a nice concept, adds a little bit of complexity, but not too much. There's also an extra sheet of rules here where you can play with flag decoys, and it's raining, or you can play hard mode and stuff, but for the most part, I think the base game of this is fine. If you like Capture the Flag, or you think the theme is fun, or you just like programming style games, this is one that I would recommend. That is Flag Dash. Dice Tower Judgment approved.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.